tool set. When it comes to the tool set, now make it a two-way thing. Let it not be just about probably when you're creating content. It shouldn't just be about maybe you advertising your products, what. Let it be like a conversation. Sometimes ask your client what they feel about your product, get feedback and all that. And also, this is the part where you can use details to tell your story. You can use numbers, you can use location, you can use time and all that. So yeah, so these are just some of the small ways of how small entrepreneurs can use to tell their story.
All right, thank you, Eileen. I have seen that Audrey has a question, and I'll just, Sylvia wanted to answer Audrey's question, so I'll just pass it over to Sylvia. Sylvia, can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you.
Okay, so Audrey has a question. She's asking, how can a small beauty shop incorporate the brand storytelling? Please help her.
Okay, hi Audrey. So for example, I'm assuming probably you're selling beauty products from other brands, right? Audrey, are you there? It probably isn't around. Okay, I think we can go on. Maybe she has a technical hit. When she's back, I can answer that.
Okay, so we have stated some of, some of examples, and we have gone as far as explaining how we can handle small enterprises as well. So I would like to ask Angela. Angela, what are some of the factors that determine a brand story technique?
Okay, so for me, let me answer that. How do you implement your chosen brand, the tone of your brand, or the voice that you're trying to put across? So the number one key thing for me is identify your brand values and features. Let me break this further. What do we care about as a company? What are the values that we care about? What are our strengths? What problems are we trying to solve? What inspires us? What's our purpose? So all these questions should help you come with that one voice, because as Eileen had said, the biggest mistake you can make is to communicate one voice on this channel and a different voice on another channel. Even though you're using different channels, the voice has to be one. And that, like I said before, will give you brand loyalty from your customers, because one voice, one tone, it makes your brand stick more in their minds, and they will resonate more with your brand. The second thing is review your existing content and communication methods. How would you identify your how do you, the amount of brand role that you're value that you're trying to put across? What is missing? What is missing in your communication methods? What do you think is not getting pushed across there through the method that you're using? How would you change it to be better, to align with the ideal brand value that you're trying to put across? How can I better get a bigger share of my audience? How do I make them respond more with the message that I'm trying to put across? And like I said before, the method of communication that you choose is very important, because you see, if I'm trying to use an informal method of putting my message and my tone across on LinkedIn, for example, if I want to use LinkedIn, I'll lose a big chunk of my audience there because LinkedIn is serious. It's more formal rather than using other channels, for example, Instagram and TikTok and the rest. The third thing I think you need to do is to conduct competitor and market analysis. This is very, very key because all of you are aware that we are evolving as a planet. Things are evolving. Where we were before is not where we are, and everything is just evolving. Let me give you a very good example. I'm sure most of you are aware of Kodak, the camera. We grew up knowing Kodak. I think each and every household had that camera. And they were the in thing. They were known just to take, it was that you think photos, you think Kodak. Now, Kodak, the brand or the company, was overtaken with technology. Competitors came on board. Digital photos and all that now took the space. They took too long to evolve with that. I don't know how they conducted their market analysis, but look at it now. It's no longer there. They were overtaken with time. They've been overtaken with technology. So conduct competitor analysis, do your market analysis, get to know what is happening out there. What are people evolving to? And I usually tell people, like even some of us who are in the media space, the TV, the conventional TV that we know, the TV itself, with time, it's also just going to be, let me not call it absolute, but it is being overtaken by the mobile space, the VOD space, because people now are going digital. People want to watch stuff at their convenience, anytime, anywhere. I just don't have to be conformed to watch it in my living room only. I want to watch it anywhere. So I think to get the tone right out there, you have to do a lot of analysis. You have to do a lot of competitor observation for you to get your tone, to make sure that your tone cuts across. Sorry? The fourth thing is to collect feedback from your target audience. This is also very key. Get to know what the audience is thinking about your brand. How are they seeing? What is that thing that they want? I'll still give the Coke example. For the longest time, diabetics and people with sugar issues had been told, soda is not good for you. But then they went ahead and listened. They came up with Coke Zero. Coke Zero is for diabetics. And you see, they've tapped that niche in the market that for the longest time was believed not to be part of their target audience, but hey, they listened, they worked on something, and they came up with a product for them. So collecting feedback, doing market analysis is very, very important. Get to know what your audience wants, what they feel about your brand, what they feel is not working. So this will help you in messaging that voice for the future and for even evolving to change with the times. Yeah.
All right. Thank you so much, Angela. Now, as we wind up, I would like Elaine to tell us what are some of the brand storytelling mistakes that are commonly made. Please take us through that as we wind up. Hello, Eileen, can you hear me?
Hi. Sorry, it was on mute. All right. So just to say some of the don'ts, some of the mistakes that brands usually make, small businesses to be precise, in terms of their brand storytelling. Number one would be the not knowing their audience, because if you don't know who you're talking to or communicating to, it would be hard for you to convince them or rather to speak, to communicate clearly with the right message. So the first step would be for brands to really know who their customers are, to really know who their followings are, and to really know, you can even try and categorize as you do their analysis. You can even try and categorize them. You see which people usually interact more with your brand. Is it the baby boomers? Is it the generation Z, or is it the millennials? So with that, you'll be able to communicate with them well, and while crafting a message, it will be good. It will be easier for you to connect. So number one mistake is brands not really knowing who they're communicating to. Another one would be the media in which they use. We have so many channels of communication. And I think for a start, we're usually tempted to cast our net wide. You just tell yourself, wacha nijaribu, whatever will work, let it work. That I think for me, that is a mistake that we make, because now you end up having all these channels that you need to communicate your people to, and you really end up not really crafting your message well, because you're trying to reach so many people, you're general, you do not have a specific strategy. So for me, I would advise for them to come up with a specific channel, a channel that works, a channel that people respond to well while communicating with them. It could be a digital channel, or it could be also the one-on-one. If you feel your prospect or your client interact better with you on a one-on-one basis, I think you go ahead and use that. If you feel they interact better on the digital platform, find out which digital platform you might work most and focus on that. Another thing would be the message, the core message. What feeling are you trying to send to your people? So really not knowing your brand voice is a mistake that some people make, because one minute you want to tell your people your brand is authoritative. The next minute, you will also want to tell your people that your brand is accommodative. So you end up having a mixture of brand voices and brand tones. So knowing which tone and voice to use right from the start, I think will also be good in while communicating with your clients. So there are so many other mistakes that people usually make, but I think the start of it all is getting the right tone, getting the right communication channels and the audience.
All right, thank you, Eileen. There was a question, there was Audrey's question. So I'll hand this over to Sylvia so that Sylvia can address that. Sylvia, kindly address Audrey's question now.
Okay, hi, Audrey, are you there? I would like to ask you something before I answer what you asked. Okay, I'm assuming she's not, oh, she's here, I see her. Audrey, are you there?
Yes, I am.
Okay, the question is, I'm assuming that you are selling products that are already from other brands?
Yes.
Okay, the first thing that you need to ask yourself is, what inspired you to start that business? What was the problem that you were trying to solve in the marketplace? For example, you could be you realize that women are more confident when they use good high quality or good quality beauty products, or it could be you realize that there's a gap for high quality, affordable beauty products. So what you do is you find out what value you are offering to the people that you sell your products to, and then how you build your story around that. The best thing to do is to find find out what your values are and what problem are you solving. So once you have that, you are able now to create a story around it and build a solid brand story around it. So I don't know what your inspiration or your, your value or problem you are solving with your beauty shop. But as you create your content, always make sure that you don't focus on the on what you're selling, but on the people that you're selling to. So how do you get, like, for example, you want to know someone, you want to become friends with a person. The first thing you do, you don't start by talking about yourself. You get to know them. So get to know your audience. Once you know your audience, you will have a better understanding on how to communicate your products with your audience. You can start by doing content around the one of your key values, and then you just try and do it and see how it works for you. But always make sure that whatever you put out there is beneficial to the audience. You talk about the benefits as opposed to the products. Always speak about the benefits. What value are you providing? Why should people choose your beauty shop rather than choosing other beauty shops that are all over the place? So always find value and now create a story around that value. I hope I answered you.
Yes, you did.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you.
Probably, Sylvia, allow me to add something here, an input.
Yes, please.
Audrey, I'm assuming because I am a consumer, I use beauty products. And I know one of the things that as women look for is we look for products that will not harm our skin. That is, we're looking for quality. And one of the values, like Sylvia said, that you're trying to push across is is quality. You're trying to sell quality stuff to your audience. You're keen to ensure that the well-being of their skin is well taken care of. So creating a story around that, how something that just came to mind right now as Sylvia was talking is probably you'll be working with yes, you're a small beauty shop, but associate yourself with the big names in beauty products, the Hudas and the Marks or whatever products that you're selling. So probably you can coin a story around, we work with the big guns, we swim with the big guns in the industry, and to show that actually, yes, you're a small beauty shop, but you consider values. One of your big values is selling quality, and you're keen to deliver the best, and quality being, working with the best known brands and products in the industry. I hope it helps.
Thank you so much.
Okay, so I would like to thank Angela so much for clarifying the difference between tone and voice. It has been very insightful. We do appreciate you being on this platform today. We are winding up. I would also like to thank Eileen for, explaining the importance of brand storytelling and letting us know why it is very, very important to do so. I would also like to thank everyone who has participated and asking questions, your suggestions. We do appreciate that. And thank you so much for everyone who showed up today. Do enjoy the rest of your day, and I will hand over to Sylvia to conclude. Thank you.
Yes, thank you so much, everyone. This was amazing. We are sorry that one of our panelists was not able to make it here for the webinar, but we will make sure that we get him to come on board for our next webinar. DigiTalk happens every month, and our topics are usually around digital marketing and technology. and digital transformation as our. And we have other events such as Africa Digital Connect Summit, and we have other events like we have Symposium, we have Digital Connect Hangout, and this December we have a partnership event which we are hosting with the BNI chapter and our partners at DigiTalk Group. It's called the CEO's Cocktail Party. And if anyone here would like to attend, please feel free to contact us. We've shared our contact details. We'd really love to see you there. It's going to have a topic on digital transformation, and one of our speakers is actually a very high-end digital transformation speaker. So I know there's a lot to learn, and also you can come and network. Networking, your network is your network. I hope I said that right. So I hope to see all of you in that event. If you can make it, I hope to see you at the summit and many other events such as the DigiTalk and Digital Connect Summit. So thank you so much, guys. And I would like to thank you. I'd like to thank our partners at the DigiTalk Group. Thank you so much for facilitating the Zoom. And thank you everyone for joining. Do have a wonderful weekend. Bye-bye.
Thank you too. And thank you. Bye everyone.